choosing your diet and training regimes. So a lot of the time people can get caught up with focusing on the micro details before even really focusing on a macro level. And it should be the other way around. You really want to build the foundations and get everything sorted on a macro level in terms of planning and what's important, because that way you're going to get the most return for the amount of time and energy that you put in. So I'm going to talk about firstly getting leaner. So if you're trying to get leaner, there's three things that are probably the most important. Number one is a calorie deficit. You need to be in calorie deficit. Two is adequate protein intake so that you can rebuild and repair muscle tissue, and that's quite important. And the other thing is eating mostly whole foods so that you're going to get adequate fiber and a lot of other nutrients. But if you are within those three things, regardless of what methodology you're using to be able to achieve those three things, there's a lot of different styles of dieting, and just so many out there. But the main thing is they all function to achieve the same thing based on those principles. So the important thing is just to start. And then if you're not sure if you've got the perfect program, it doesn't quite matter, because after a few weeks, you're going to see what results that program is producing, and then you can make adjustments, and that action will provide clarity over what's working and what's not working. And if you're really committed to the process, you'll just keep moving forward. And the same goes for training regimes as well. So there's a lot of different types of training splits and a lot of different types of training techniques out there. The main thing is to focus on the fundamentals and then build your way up. So I'm going to do a video on the training fundamentals. Essentially, you want to make sure that firstly your technique, movement pattern, stability, mobility is there so that you can perform the exercises correctly. And then we're going to go into different exercise techniques, what's good for strength, what's good for muscle gain, all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to go through a bit of the program that I'm doing at the moment during this 8-week transformation so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But the key is not to dwell over the initial approach. So many people can get analysis paralysis and be learning up on all these different things. I think definitely learn, definitely try and educate yourself on what's good for training, what's good with nutrition, get coaching, and understand what's going to be the best for your body. But at the same time, a lot of that learning has to occur through action. You have to take a step forward and do those things. And you have to commit to the process. You don't want to be trialing one thing for a couple of days and then not seeing results straight away, and then immediately switching to something else thinking, actually I might try keto because that's better. Oh, actually my friend, is doing CrossFit now. I'm going to do that instead. You want to stick to one thing and do it for a consistent period of time, at least say 2 to 4 weeks, and measure some decent progress. If you do something for just a week, sometimes it's hard to tell what's actually happening with your body. So you need to be consistent and you need to commit to it and make it something that's not negotiable. You're doing that thing, and then you measure and then calculate the results and then readjust and just keep repeating that process, moving your way forward.